YouTube? It's Never Us. We're back with another Shoe0nHead reaction video. Yep, I saw this one dropped like 13 hours ago. That's just about 1 a.m. my time. And we're going to have a look at this. I already know what it's about to some extent, but I haven't pre-watched the video or anything. Just seen a lot about it on Twitter. Link to the original video will be down below. Be sure to check it out if you want to. Give Shoe some love. She's pretty cool, and let's get into it.
Your eggs are drying up. If you're a woman online, you have probably heard that many times. Perhaps this image haunts you at night. It is a true fact that women's fertility begins to decline at age 30, and they suddenly wake up and get what we call baby fever. But what about the men? Do their sperms rot? Do their balls shrivel up into little raisins and die?
The answer is no. Men can father children up into old age, really. Just, we end up getting problems with our prostate. Don't know what that's about, but yeah.
Do they wake up one day and get baby fever? Do men have a biological clock in the same way women do? I've briefly joked about this in videos before. In fact, a clip of mine from a video I did a few months ago actually went viral recently thanks to the VTuber Smugalana.
Ah yes, the male biological clock.
I love Alana, she's so cool.
It's not physical, but spiritual.
Men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning. And you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And the comments were full of men discussing their dreams to start a family. There is not much discussion about men's desire to have children. Like many things, it's not really something they talk about publicly. That was until a certain video game came out.
I knew this was coming.
What are you?
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art Pragmata created here at the Cradle. I possess basic life-saving...
How about we call you... Diana?
Diana?
Pragmata is a sci-fi action game where you play as astronaut Hugh Williams, who is sent to investigate an abandoned moon base. He meets a childlike android named Diana, and they team up to survive and escape the space station. Along the way, they uncover what went wrong and defeat the bad guys, all while forming a strong emotional bond.
I'm counting on you, kiddo.
But it seems to have awakened something deep within gamers.
So cute.
Especially male gamers. The urge to get married and have kids. I'm not planning on getting married and having kids, but damn, this game is like fatherhood calling to me. Is this how women feel about their biological clocks? This game makes me want a daughter. What is this feeling inside me? It can't be. It's like, I want to protect. It's like, I want to be a dad. They won me over. The white baby makes me feel paternal. I will burn anyone and anything that tries to harm her. This game is dragging out the innate dad instinct. I want to like Pragmata, but I can't, knowing that men are also enjoying it. This is a game for incels.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, for those last two, I'm sorry your dad's never loved you.
Babe, wake up! It's time for your yearly gamer culture war slop! It's 2014 forever, man. We are never going to escape Mr. Gamergate's wild ride. In this video, we are going to discuss the facts and theories behind the so-called male biological clock, after we discuss the drama surrounding the game Pragmata, and how a bunch of men expressing a simple, wholesome desire, the desire to start a family, has turned into yet another culture war. Yet another gender war.
Yeah, and for some reason the men are bad for this.
The gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, dealing with dating apps, hookup culture. Do men like curvy or thin women? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah. That reminds me. Before we get deeper into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor,
Henson Shaving.
Yep. For the last few decades, razors haven't been
I may actually buy one this time, Shoe.
designed to work better. They've been designed to be marketed better. More features, more gimmicks, more blades. Just add one more blade, bro. One more blade, I promise, bro. One more blade. While skin irritation is just treated like something you just have to deal with. And a major cause for irritation is blade flex, because most razors use springs to let the blades move as you shave. That helps them adapt to like different angles, but also causes extra tugging and razor burn. Most people just learn to cope
And
with
razor
like
burn
aftershave and cold water, fixing the symptoms instead of the cause. The question nobody asks is, should the blade even move? And here's where Henson shaving comes in. By fully supporting
They say nay.
a two-sided blade all across its length, they hold the blade in place, preventing any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave. No springs, no movement, no need to compensate with pressure. And there's something really satisfying about that. Not just getting a better shave, but finally fixing something that's been quietly annoying you for years. Like when you spend months wondering why you don't feel rested even after you get 8 hours sleep, and then you realize, oh, I need a new mattress. You don't need more aftershave, you need a new razor. And since I switched to Henson, I noticed that my shaves have been smoother than ever. No tugging, no cuts. The best part is, once you invest in a Henson razor, it is a lifetime purchase. The only thing you need to replace are the blades, which cost just 10 cents each. So
Yeah, even for me down in the backwater of South Africa, that's pretty cheap. And 100 blades for like $200. You buy 5. If you were going to buy the Gillette blades, you buy like 5, and it's 400 rand. Like, that's insane. 100 blades for $200? Damn straight, I'm down for it. The only expensive part of this is the actual razor, which is almost like 2,000 rand.
once you own the razor, you'll only be spending like $3 to $5 per year. Henson offers a variety of different colors.
I can't
have
decide
the
on the colors.
rose gold. I think it's so cute. So if you're tired of razor burn, skin irritation, and overpaying for replacement blades, Henson Shaving is definitely worth checking out. Just head over to
I like the black and gold and even
hensonshaving.com/shoe
the blue.
and add both a Henson razor and 100 blades to your cart.
The silver
Then
looks
enter
too
code
basic for
SHOE
me.
at checkout to get the blades for free with your purchase. Big thanks to Henson for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
Thanks, Shoe. I'll check it out. I may be able to actually buy one. Might have to wait till June, till I get paid in June. But yeah,
Right? Now, let's get back
I'll
to the
just wait till
video.
your video in June comes out.
Throughout history, there have been countless stories centered around a very specific dynamic: the adult protector and a child. You see it everywhere. In video games, they call it a dad simulator. The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, God of War, Detroit Become Human, BioShock, Life is Strange. Also movies like Logan, True Grit, in a way, Monsters Inc. Shows like The Mandalorian. Literature has done it forever with The Road, Les Miserables, and many
And the only thing I've actually watched or played of the everything she listed was Monsters Inc.
others. It shows up time and time again because it taps into something deeply human. The instinct to protect, to guide, to teach, to nurture something more vulnerable than yourself. It is a beautiful and powerful story that has been told for centuries. And you're like really weird and an incel for enjoying it, actually. Incel game. If you buy this game, I'm gonna assume you are a pedophile. I feel like it's a breach of ethics at this point to design child characters.
Oh yeah. So she blocks the name out, but what I'm gonna say what her name is. The name of this person, or what she's going on Twitter as, is Ghoul Hag. That tells you a lot about why she said this bullshit.
For an audience of majority male gamers. Like, let's stop with the defenseless girl the big strong man has to protect. This reeks of sexism
Yeah, because we haven't had enough girl bosses over the last like 10 years, have we?
and control. I hate these father simulator games. They always give me the creeps. This is low Kirkenuanly fascist propaganda and gives me pedo vibes.
What the fuck is low Kirkenuanly? Huh? Is that something to do with Charlie Kirk? I don't know. Oh, it's just mashing a bunch of overused modifiers together. You know what? Learn English, and then you won't have to use bullshit like that.
Wouldn't it be cool if I sneezed right now?
No.
Fascist propaganda. If this is fascist propaganda, slap me and call me Adolf. Zoomer women really look at a wholesome game involving a child and wait, what the f is low Kirkenuanly? After hearing about toxic masculinity for the past like 15 years now, finally a topic comes up where it's overwhelmingly positive masculinity, and what is the response? I think the funniest thing about the Pragmata controversy is that those incels genuinely think they could ever get near enough to a woman to impregnate one. It's not nuanced. Pragmata is
Look, it's Ghoulhag again.
blatant pedophilia catered to male gooner gamers. Why are people thinking this is sexual or makes you a pedophile? Because men are notorious for being peds and disgusting humans. They sexualize everything. You are not very smart.
You are brain rotted and ideologically possessed.
A lot of loser males who often turn to gaming are pedos. It is an unconscious strategy to avoid competing with Chad, as well as complementing their own pure attorneyness.
Competing with Chad. Right, you use that phrase unironically. I'm going to assume you took a major in gender studies or something, as well as complementing their own
Stalled development. What?
the hell
Y'all
is
are
that?
full of shit talking about dad instincts and whatever. We know why the f you want to play the game. You want to crack the little blonde bimbo slut.
The fact that you referred to Diana as, quote, the little blonde bimbo slut is very, very telling of yourself, dude. That's a hell of a self-report.
What? This character design creeps me out. Why does she look like a doll? Why is this blonde
Because she's a freaking android, that's why she looks like a doll. She's humanoid.
child with a blowout running around barefoot? I've not yet played the game. Is this expanded on in the plot? Or is this just
Maybe play the game before you post stupid shit like this.
eye candy for creeps? I feel like I'm going insane. She just looks like a cute kid to me. Like, that
Yeah.
is just literally a cute little kid. I do not see the sexualization, and I am a huge pervert, mind you. I do not see what the f these people are talking about.
Actually reminds me very much of my niece.
Are there creepy people on the internet who are sexualizing Diana?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely yes. It is a small minority, but it is still disgusting. In fact, a subreddit had to be shut down because people were making not safe for work art of this child, which honestly is not shocking. It's Reddit. That's not the game's fault. The game has
BuzzFeed used to be the internet equivalent of Ask Cancer, now it's Reddit.
nothing creepy in it. These creepy people will always exist, unfortunately. I have made several videos about these people existing. People getting mad here
The nice guy video. Mind you, there's the nice girl video too.
are not getting mad at the people sexualizing Diana. That would be completely understandable. It would make sense if they were going to the accounts that were doing that and calling them creeps, but no. They're for some reason just getting mad at people liking and enjoying the game. They're just spurging out and randomly calling everyone and anyone incels.
There's no such thing as fun!
Why did they make her look like a porn star though?
Oh my god, if you look at Diana and think she looks like a porn star, it's another very huge self-report. Like,
Why is the child sexy? Are
it's cuties all over again.
you okay? These Twitter freaks see a child, immediately sexualize them, and think everyone else is as creepy as they are. Like,
Yep.
no bitch, that's you! And
Yep.
Reddit! You and Reddit! There is nothing in this video game that caters to the freaks except for the fact that Diana is a child. Compare that to, like, Cuties, where there were up-closes of real children twerking. That is media. That is catering to those people. An
Yeah.
article recently came out from the outlet The Gamer that in the beginning talks about what happened on the Reddit and how disgusting some people are being towards the character Diana. Okay, fair enough, I agree. But then towards the end, the author throws in something very telling. I have not yet played Pragmata, and that's because I'm a little tapped out on stories where men adopt daughter-like figures and prove their masculinity by protecting them.
So which stories would those be? Off the top of my head, I can't think of any. The only one that comes to mind is Skyrim with the Hearthfire DLC, in which you can adopt a child, but Given the nature of Skyrim, I typically leave my daughters or my sons and daughters at home with Lydia while I'm out slaying dragons, you know, so it's not really, I don't think it counts really. Where else? Let me think for a second. Saints Row, no, let me check I'm gonna check my Steam list quick. Let's go over, like, I've got several hundred games on Steam because of a friend shared their library. Let's see, 7 Days to Die, no. Age of Chivalry, no. Alien, no. American Truck Sim, no. APB, no. Biohazard, no. Blood Omen 2, no. Chrono Gear, Warden of Time, no. Command and Conquer, Tiberium Wars, no. Counter-Side, no. Counter-Strike 2, no. DayZ, no. Destiny 2, no. Doom Eternal, no. Dungeon Siege 2, no. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, no. Skyrim, no. Euro Truck Sim, no. Free Space 2, Frostpunk, GTA, no, no, no. Half-Life, Guild Wars, Hollow Break, Hollow Cure, Killing Floor, Left 4 Dead, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, Mirror's Edge, Nuclear Dawn, Plague Inc., Power Wash Sim, Project Wingman, Quake Champions, Resident Evil, Saints Row, SCS Workshop, definitely not, Shadow Warrior Classic, Sid Meier's Civilization 5. I'm not even halfway through, and I don't see, like none of these games that I have. Then there's 726 in the shared library. We'll start from bottom. XCOM, and I'm just gonna name a few at random. So XCOM, Wolfenstein, We Were Here Forever, Warhammer 40k, definitely not. Unreal Gold, Trine, Total War Warhammer, Tomb Raider. Stories, Path of Destinies, probably not. Starbound, Star Wars, definitely not. Soul Mask, Sniper Elite 2, Serious Sam, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, Outlast, hell no, Mountain Blade, Maltese Fluffy Onsen. That's a funny title she must have got recently. Kenshi, High on Life, Game of Thrones, Ember, Don't Starve, Dishonored 2, Dead Island. None of these that I know of, none of these I've listed feature the so-called men adopt a daughter-like figure and prove their masculinity by protecting them. None of the I listed a lot of titles there, and I'm still scrolling through, and I don't see any titles that fit. So I wonder what games this guy's playing. I bet you need a credit card for them and age verification. Whoops. Wrong button.
That is their real problem. Men protecting people. That's just them proving their masculinity. And as we all know, masculinity bad. Blatantly not fuel, whether you agree with it or not. The average attraction trope on a little girl, blonde, blue eyes. I mean, the whole game is low-key Nazi propaganda, to be fair. I think the men who play this are probably creepy, but how?
If Pragmata is Nazi propaganda, then sign me the hell up.
Is it Nazi propaganda? Blonde, blue-eyed toddler and tiaras looking white girl you have to save is literally Nazi propaganda straight out of the 1930s, dude. Sorry, I don't see it. Ugh, I really don't have the energy to deal with this. Just use your brain. Sorry, I don't have the energy to explain my schizophrenic paranoid delusion. Good. I don't have the energy to listen to it. Listen, I know we're all used to seeing gay, black, Hispanic, disabled furries in media lately. But I promise you, white people still exist. It's not Nazi propaganda. I feel like this girl character is an objectification of the idealized child. She's pulled right from the patriarchal white supremacist imagination, the perfect pure white girl child that must be protected so she can produce the next white generation.
What? Again, why would you look at Diana and think about anything like reproduction? It's so weird. These people are weird.
Anyway, funny how y'all have paternal instincts for a child with a model woman's face plastered on it, make her look like an actual kid with missing teeth, short hair, bare face, snot, and see if those instincts kick in the same. This game is openly catering to pedos. The gaslighting is over. Wait, I'm trying to follow the logic here. Let me just give myself some brain damage. So we make her look more like a child in order to not cater to pedophiles?
Yep.
Am I following that correctly?
Yep.
Also, the face on the left is like a child 6 to 7 years old, and the one on the right is like a 3-year-old. Diana's a robot kid. She's not a robot toddler. Also, again, she looks like a kid. Am I going insane? Like, that looks just like a little kid. Do they just want her to look ugly? Is that what this is? They want her to be ugly? Like, I need more brain damage. Hold on. Weeb incel gamers LARPing saying, ooh, I want to be a dad now, because they're manipulative, creepy freaks and like the ooh little girl with the model face, especially the lolicons, obviously. The devs know the male gamers hate a realistic or ugly child, because that's not what they're playing for. If they made her look like a
People are so
realistic,
weird,
ugly
man.
child, none of them would be saying this. First of all, why are they acting like it's realistic to portray children as ugly and disgusting? Children are not ugly and disgusting. Like, they're cute and adorable. That's what they're known for. Like, yes, she's made to look cute. Yes. That's how you know this game was not made by Western video game developers. That's how you know there was no Liliths on the dev team here. You guys would lose your shit while playing BioShock. Actually, BioShock is a really good example of this design working right. The little sisters are all gross and have gray-green skin. No,
Oh my
you
God.
don't understand. Everything around me must be ugly as or I will furiously start masturbating. This all sounds
Jesus. but there's actually, I learned there's a thing, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I think it was Lego. They did a study a couple years back about the difference in attachment to characters between boys and girls, and boys wanted to be Batman, whereas girls, very generally speaking, girls wanted Batman to be them. So like they would take Batman shopping and tea parties and all that kind of crap that they would do. But boys wanted to be Batman. So this is why I feel it probably makes sense why characters, why they lose their shit over stuff like Stellar Blade, for example. Eve is too attractive. Why? Because you got a bunch of fatties and uggos playing the game and they can't insert Eve, they can't turn Eve into themselves. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense, but let's continue.
sounds like 2014 discourse, because it is 2014 discourse. Please don't let there be Gamergate 2.0. Who's going to be the Shoe0nHead
Oops.
2.0 to emerge from the Gamergate 2.0? If she's listening now, just, this might sound very vague, but don't. That thing? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hugh, thanks for talking to me all the time. Ta-da!
Is this supposed to be when we first boarded the tram?
Uh-huh. I drew it. It's for you.
Look at that.
So cute.
You wrote your name, too.
Better than I can
Not
do
half
even
bad,
now.
kiddo.
This robot girl makes me uncomfortable, and the fact that I haven't seen female gamers fawn over her is interesting.
I have. I've seen lots of female gamers fawning over her. Just watch any of the Pragmata streams from HoloLive. Iris, Callie.
I've seen more clips of her and that man, and that is not how kids behave. Something
is.
weird is going on here. The something weird going on here is you, ma'am. You are the something weird. Men like the father simulator game where you have to protect a small child and shoot up a bunch of robots in space? Suspicious! Also, I have seen
Yeah, sign me up for that. I'd definitely go for that.
plenty of female gamers fawn over this character.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, everything's about you.
Who would win? Decades of antinatalist propaganda? One little bean. There were even women cosplaying as her. And when women even expressed how cute they thought Diana was, they're also met with this. Oh my god, Diana is so precious and adorable. I'm gonna love this game. Thanks for telling everyone why you want to play the game, before you make up some other excuse to hide your pedophilia. What? Water guns are the best. I
Yeah,
like it
these
just as much
people
as
are so
crayons.
weird.
I like how the sand feels on my toes. I press down and sink in. Children don't act like this. This is how someone who fetishizes fatherhood wants children to behave. To normal people, it's actually deeply off-putting.
Normal people. Yeah, normal people. These people wouldn't know normal if it came up and slapped them in the face.
The best part was all the actual parents, like, replying to these people, like, yeah, no, that is literally how my 5-year-old acts. Like, yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. Fetishizing fuck. You mean the human desire to procreate and start a family? Oh, you want to meet a woman and settle down and have a family? Maybe have a house, 2 dogs? You sick fuck.
And why not hype that up? I'm not saying fetishize it, but why not hype being a parent up? Birth rates are declining. There's not going to be enough people to take over from the older folks. Ask Japan about that.
We've reached radioactive levels of incel propaganda. What the f does incel mean anymore? I feel like I asked this in every single video. This tweet got thousands of likes. I feel like
Incel, racist, sexist, homophobe, transphobe, any other sort of phobe, it's all meaningless because it's been used to absolute death, and what makes you any of those things differs from one person to the next, from one day to the next, so the rules are never clear, which means you can be an ally today and some sort of ist or phobe tomorrow, and have literally changed nothing about yourself or how you deal with things, but suddenly you're the bad guy. So it means nothing. So when people call me all those things like racist, sexist, homophobe, blah 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 blah, I'm just like, yeah, and what's your point?
I am going
I prefer normal.
and say, where does the incel part come from? Like, they want men to be open about their emotions, and then men are open about their emotions, and then they're just called Nazis or incels or both.
Yep.
Usually both. It's usually a package deal. And this tweet came from a man to make things worse. A grown-ass man.
Who probably never had a good relationship with his dad, who is probably a closet pedophile. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised.
Saw another grown-ass man speaking about the normal human desire to want a family and want children one day, and called him an incel. Cockroach behavior.
In any case, what is this?
Oh, God.
Capcom's Pragmata. Wait, did it come out already? Pragmata, it's making...
So to be clear, because I don't know if she's going to show it, but I want to jump the gun here just in case she doesn't get that context. He actually likes the game. So why he's shitting on people who actually like the game as well, I don't know, but...
1,000 people suddenly want to start a family. You play as Hugh, a soldier, stranded on a ruined lunar research station. His job is protecting the childlike android Diana while fighting rogue AI. In one emotional moment, she gives him a crayon drawing of the two of them together as a little family. Even streamers who say at the start they didn't want kids end up breaking down happy in tears. So... what's really interesting about this is all of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff. And I don't understand like why this has become a thing that they care about. Like, if you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience. You should care about things that you actually enjoy, right? If you're a lonely gamer who has never been around a woman and will never have sex with a woman, why do you care? Like, why do you care about having children or like riding for having children? Like, it's just not something that you're gonna experience ever for your life, for the rest.
So, in the first place, how many women are lining up to have a night with Hassan Pico? How many of them, how many kids does he have? Does he even want kids? I bet he doesn't. And his whole attitude of, oh, you shouldn't want this because you're never going to experience it. I may never experience going to Japan, but I want to. Doesn't make it wrong. The fact that the possibility that I'm never going to experience a thing doesn't make wanting to experience it wrong. That is normal. That is actually very human. It's called ambition. It's what drives people to do things. And the reason he has this stance is because he wants and yearns for absolutely nothing. He's a nepo baby who's gotten everything he's ever wanted on a silver platter his whole life. Probably. He's never had to battle or struggle for anything. Anything he's ever wanted, he's always gotten when he wanted it. So it's no surprise that he can't understand the yearning of people wanting you know, playing Pragmata, seeing how cute Diana is and thinking, you know, maybe having kids wouldn't be so bad. It makes perfect sense. The only, in fact, actually, to kind of make my point, the reason he's such a communist shitbag is because he's never actually experienced communism. He wants to. He's not going to want to if he ever does, but he wants to. So the only thing he yearns for is something he's never going to experience. But he's not going to fuck off to a country like North Korea and stay there where they are communist. Because as far as I can tell, North Korea doesn't even have a capitalist free market system. I'm open to correction on that one. But yeah, the only thing he wants to experience is something he's not going to want to experience when he does it. Like, he is the kind of person that he's a kulak that would have been exiled to Siberia at the height of the height of communist Russia. He would have been totally stripped of everything he owns and then shoved off to go live in Siberia. So yeah, it's a loser take. I'm not sorry, Hassan. Your take is that of a loser who has no ambition and doesn't want for anything.
Rest of your life, right? This is something that I never understand.
Wow, maybe there's a reason people are yearning
Yeah, so good job I jumped in there and said he actually likes the game. I think that's fair.
to start a family and can't.
Something that you're gonna experience ever for your life, for the rest of your life, right? This is something that I never understand.
Wow, maybe there's a reason people are yearning to start a family and can't afford to have one and can't seem to find a partner. They feel alienated from their work and atomized from their community. If only there was a political commentator around to speak about all this. Oh well, guess not. First of all, the only care about something if it affects you is extremely libertarian coded and also very weird coming from a guy who understandably wants everybody to care about a genocide that is happening across the ocean.
On that genocide that is happening across the ocean, the only thing that I can find for sure after exhaustive research, in which I've got as much telling me it's happening as there is telling me it's not, is that the international courts have ordered that Israel take every conceivable measure, every necessary measure to ensure that a genocide does not happen. So I don't know for sure that there is a genocide happening, I don't know that there isn't one, I just know that one has been ordered to be prevented at every reasonable level. So, yeah, there's that.
Second of all, what is this nihilistic horseshit? You never aspire for anything, never aim for greatness and meaning. This is...
Well, he doesn't have to, because he's never... He doesn't have to aspire to anything, because he can just go out and do anything he wants to.
The dude the media wants us to believe is going to save young men from the alt-right pipeline. Yeah, okay. And I love how he's like, unfuckable losers. Like, okay, congrats on the sex, bro. Check out this sex haver over here. I'm sure all those unfuckable losers could easily go to foreign brothels and pay for sex like you, Hassan. Something weird about a man who could easily, consensually get sex from a woman, but chooses to go to a brothel. I don't know.
Could he easily consensually get sex from women? Could he though? I don't think so. I think there's a reason he sits in his room all day, just like Asmongold and shocks his dog.
Just saying. Also, 35? No kids?
I'm 39 and no kids, so...
Like, I'm sorry, that just pisses me off. Like, sitting in his ugly-ass $600 Gucci sweater. I swear I've never seen this guy in a fucking normal-ass t-shirt. Sitting on his high horse, looking down at people for wanting something more out of life. I don't understand how someone could be so mentally mind-raped that this is their reaction to such, like, a simple, wholesome concept. Like, literally, no joke, the entire meaning of life is somehow confusing to Hassan Piker, anti-natalist. If I saw a child that looked like that, I'd probably attack it. I felt like hitting her. Life is somehow confusing
I just went back
to
10
Hassan
seconds.
Piker,
Anti-natalist. If I saw a child that looked like that, I'd probably attack it. Note the trans flag in bio. Why does that not surprise me? Let's talk about abusing children now.
natalist. If I saw a child that looked like that, I'd probably attack it. I felt like hitting her. The right-wing nutjobs seeing this and feeling paternal instincts are just predators.
Sorry your dad hated you. Although seeing where you ended up with, I'm pretty sure it was justified.
The only instinct I feel as a man right now is self-defense. I want to kill it. Yes, the ones saying they want to protect a
Yeah, then these are the normal people, right?
kid are the predators, not the ones saying they want to kill it.
Yeah, they're the normal ones, right? They're the people saying they want to physically assault and murder Diana. They're the normal people, yeah?
The only thing I felt while watching this is pure bloodlust for that annoying creature. I hate children so much. Before you come at me, yes, I'm a 35-year-old crazy cat lady and proud of it. Stay mad.
Maybe if you're a 35-year-old crazy cat lady and proud of it, you should stay the fuck off the internet and leave your shit opinions at the door.
First of all, every time you see a little smiley face like that, that's how you know that person is madder than they've ever been in their entire life.
Yep.
Listen, obviously if you simply don't want a kid, cat lady,
When she
and
says
proud
stay
of it,
mad, she
stay
means
mad.
herself.
First of all, every time you see a little smiley face like that, that's how you know that person is madder than they've ever been in their entire life. Listen, obviously if you simply don't want kids, that's fine, like whatever. Not everyone wants kids, not everyone wants to be a parent. But
And not everybody should be parents either.
the societal attitude, the difference between men and women here, how they handle this situation is so, like, fascinating to me.
I'm probably never having kids. I'm probably gonna play video games for the rest of my life. I'm probably gonna be as hot for as long as I can. And I'm probably gonna keep making money. That's probably what's gonna happen for the next 40 years.
And who's gonna end up benefiting when you... So, you're this rich millionaire, billionaire person, you're lying on your deathbed and there's absolutely nobody but your cats around you. What happens to your money?
Until people are just gonna keep being mad at me about it. Menopause is gonna hit me like a brick wall, but at least I will be in the bag until then. You don't want kids? I'll do it whenever I want. I don't think I'm running out of time.
Absolute delusion. I feel like
Yep.
a lot of men
After about 35 years old, it becomes incredibly dangerous for women to get pregnant and attempt to have babies. They call it a geriatric pregnancy. There's room for loads of complications in which both mother and child can die. So, yeah. But was that Valkyrie or Pokemon? I don't know, they all look the same to me.
in this situation are like, damn, I wish I had a family, that sucks. Women overcompensate and they pretend to be proud of it, and it just comes off as really kind of...
Sorry,
I feel like a lot of men in this situation are like, damn, I wish I had a family, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I just said, like, I'm 39 and I don't have kids, but I happen to think I'd be a pretty decent father. I'd love to find out. It's probably never going to happen at this rate, but, you know, if it did, cool. If not, that's going to suck, but... Yeah.
Women overcompensate and they pretend to be proud of it, and it just comes off as really kind of sad. And I guess it's like, as a woman for a long time, it's like, oh, you're too young to have kids, don't have kids, it will ruin your life and your body and your career, don't have children. And then all of a sudden you hit a certain age and it's like, your eggs, ma'am. I get it, it's frustrating, I get it. I hid my pregnancy from the internet.
Man.
Nobody knew I was pregnant. Well, some of you guessed, because I was fat as f***, but anyway, I hid it from the internet, and while I was like 5 months pregnant, I was getting tweets from like groypers and like, TikTok, your eggs are drying up. But this like, you haters, I got my cats. Enough. Stop spreading that attitude. Stop being a crab in a bucket. Like, even if you don't have children, that's fine. You could find other meaning in your life, obviously. But don't encourage that type of mindset. The amount of anti-natalist propaganda young men and young women see nowadays is like insane. But the biggest anti-natalist propaganda has to be like $3,000 rent, $2,000 daycare, and student debt, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being honest.
Like, it's almost like the economy is geared up to discourage people from having kids because they can't actually afford to. We can barely afford to support ourselves, let alone anybody else.
It's just sad because, like, through all of history, like, imagine your ancestors, they've been through, like, war and famine, and you're just gonna end your bloodline because the rent is too high. But it's understandable. They don't feel like they can support a child. They can barely support themselves, especially on one
Again, not pre-watched, by the way.
income, like how it used to be. Those days are gone. You know, if I was president and I wanted to make America great again, that would be the thing I focus on the most. But no, we have to do another bullshit war in the Middle East. Okay, whatever, we're not going into that, not in this video. Lots of strange reactions to this game.
Ah, Mary Morgan. It's a shame she came up with such bullshit because she's actually kind of cute.
Let's clear some things up. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the
Well,
way childless women have maternal instincts.
true.
Men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children, and typically, those paternal instincts are only ever felt for their own children and
Wrong.
no one else's. Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public.
No, because if we did, we'd be on our way to jail.
Men don't have baby fever. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator.
Wrong.
What? Okay, first of all, even from like anecdotal common sense, this is just not true. This is obviously bullshit. Research
Yeah.
literally shows that childless men experience like the desire for fatherhood almost just as much as childless women experience the desire for motherhood. Apparently, young men want children more than young women do nowadays. Many men, including childless men, exhibit caregiving, protective responses to infants, even if they're not their own.
I had that when I was in school as well. I felt a need to protect the younger kids from the bigger kids who were bullying them. And I'm not talking like high school. I was talking like late primary school, like what? Hang on, I gotta. There's a grade 1, grade 2, then South Africa has standard 1, standard 2. So the 4th grade. That's when I felt this protective need, this need to protect the younger kids from the older kids who was bullying them.
All through history, men have protected, mentored, even died for kids that weren't their own. Also, with this logic, like uncles, stepdads, adoptive fathers, like anyone like that is a predator. Like,
I would kill anybody who threatened my niece and nephew. I would go to jail.
men just have the protector gene, and this game just activates it. It's really not deeper than that. Yes, it's true men don't have maternal instincts, but men do have paternal instincts. There's a reason this game is about protecting her from evil robots in space and not like, I don't know, breastfeeding her. Yes, women and men
Having tea parties with her and taking her shopping and shit like that.
are different. And a huge factor in this very popular trope is that the man gradually develops paternal instincts over the child despite his stoic, emotionally distant, masculine nature.
Hugh even says in the clips that we showed, he doesn't, maybe not what Shoe showed, but in some of the clips, Hugh even says he doesn't do babysitting. Now he's got to babysit.
These gamers are experiencing that through the main character. If Capcom's goal with Pragmata was to make everyone who plays this game want to be a parent, then they've done an amazing job. I always sit back when Diana starts playing and think to myself, so this is what it's like to have a daughter? She's so cute. And for the record, yes, that is what having kids is like. It's also not so fun stuff and lots of responsibility, but the good parts completely outweigh the bad and make it all worth it. There were hundreds of tweets from people, mostly childless people, mind you, being like, that's not what having a child is like, actually, you stupid gamer. It's actually terrible and awful. Men like this view having a daughter like having a pet dog. Once she grows up and isn't a cute little girl anymore, they'll begin to resent her. Men really do want kids the way kids want a puppy. All the fun, but none of the responsibility.
Oh my god, again, I'm sorry your dad hated you.
I don't like the way you guys talk about children. Like, they aren't toys. People will lose
How
their
would you know?
minds when they realize that kids aren't like a dog or cat. They're a goddamn nightmare. Watching a child play with a toy and actually raising a child are two completely separate things.
Yeah, because you don't watch your kids play with their toys. Huh? While you're raising them, yeah? Those are mutually exclusive events, right?
Kids are adorable when they're calm and playful, but little demons when they're screaming, snotting, and destroying your shit and keeping you up at night.
Okay, but if they're doing that, you failed as a parent. You do have to discipline your kids and teach them where their boundaries are and what they can and can't get away with. Yeah, you got to teach them behavior that is acceptable. And if they're screaming, snotting, and destroying your shit and keeping you up at night, that's actually your fault as a parent.
Men really think having children is easy and fun. It's not so fun when they're pissing and shitting and crying non-stop.
No, but nobody said that. So these people are all shitting on the, like, oh, well, it's not all fun and games, and this, well, people might be looking at Pragmata and thinking being a parent is all fun and games, and these people are looking on the opposite end of the spectrum, saying there's no fun and games, it's all terrible. There is a middle ground here, you know. Of course, nuance and middle grounds is like kryptonite to these people, so...
Do you have kids? No, and I got my tube side 3 years ago, but thanks for asking. Wow, Diana's so cute. Maybe I want kids one day. Did you know they poop and pee and cry?
Yes.
Why this compulsive need to counter-signal this? Watching a fictional kid play with toys for a few seconds and thinking that's what it's like raising an actual human being is probably a sign you have zero idea what it really looks like being a parent, and you should not base your decision off a video game character.
No, so this is actually... This is probably one of the best takes. No, you shouldn't base having children off of playing a video game or a video game character. You should go into it well informed, you should do your research, see what you're going to need, you know, if you're going to have kids, at least do it cleverly, like, do it with intent, you know? You're not just winging it the whole time. But, yeah, watching a fictional kid play with toys for a few seconds and thinking that's what it's like raising an actual human being, it's part of it, yeah. Again, this guy, I just seen the profile picture, it's actually a woman. She's on the other end of the spectrum where there's no fun in games, it's all terrible.
Character. Wait, this community note. OP is an e-girl with an OnlyFans. You stupid gamers don't get it. Doom scrolling TikTok and having multiple failed situationships is true happiness. Children are a burden. Nobody is saying parenting is easy. Nobody said that.
No.
All the parts parents say are the best parts. All the parts parents say are worth it. That is what people are seeing and yearning for. They have this like insane compulsion to attack anything that's like remotely pro-family, I guess because it culturally clocks as conservative. So you have to just shun it and mock it, or else you're doing a fascist propaganda or something. This whole thing has just been a litmus test for humanity. On one side, people who long for love and meaning and human connection desire deeper things and they're in touch with their humanity. And on the other side, miserable, insane freaks who want to destroy everything pure and wholesome. And then on the sidelines, normal people who just think this is a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably most people. I think.
Well, what is that? What is that graph? Oh yeah, the bell curve, or normal distribution graph. On the bell curve, you have the first group she mentioned, the people wanting kids, and on the far, like, let's say the far left, they're on the, you got the small group of people, then it goes all the way up to the normal people, and then down to the freakazoids who think it's just like, man, I'm not enunciating very well, but you can see where I'm going with this.
I think we're a little too online sometimes. So
Yeah.
we have established that the broveries have been activated by this game.
Brovery.
But is the male biological clock real? Unlike women who are born with a specific number of eggs, men create sperm
Sex
all their
101
life.
on the
Right now, as we speak, your balls are creating sperm. Men can technically get someone pregnant all their life. And by someone, I mean a woman, not a femboy. You can't get a femboy pregnant.
Damn
Stop trying. Sperm quality tends to decline over time. Lower sperm count and more DNA damage to the sperm occurs. These changes usually start after 35 to 40 years old. So as men age, the risk of passing on genetic mutations increases. Similar to maternal age, higher paternal age has been associated with autism, schizophrenia, so basically being a Shoe0nHead fan, and other rare genetic disorders, as well as the
Which means that as much as geriatric pregnancy is dangerous for women, it's also dangerous for me to impregnate somebody because of genetic mutations and changes past my age. Well, it's not dangerous for me exactly, but it's dangerous for the potential offspring. So then it becomes a moral dilemma. If there's a chance that my kids are going to have offspring, if there's a chance that my kids are going to have like autism and stuff like that, just because I'm an old man, is it morally right for me to have kids then? What sort of quality of life are those kids going to have? Of course, there's no way to answer that without actually having kids in the first place. So, again, I said this is something you'd have to go into. You do your due diligence and research and check things out and just go into it with intent. Still.
Chance of miscarriage rates being higher. So when red pill manosphere people tell you like, oh, you have all the time in the world to have children, bro, focus on yourself, queen, get that bag, like, technically they're correct. Physically, you do have all the time in the world, but that doesn't mean you should wait. Having kids is more than the ability to reproduce. You want energy to chase a toddler around. You want your kids to have their father in their life for a long time. You want to see your kid graduate and maybe have children of their own. You want to give your parents grandchildren. You don't want to be a super old dad or mom, but if that's how it happens, that's how it happens, and that's great.
It's like how it's going to happen to me if it happens at all.
Life is not a Hallmark movie, but it should not be the ideal for men and women. Like, if you are in a stable relationship, get married and have kids as soon as possible. Honestly, it's the stable relationship part I think people are having the most trouble with. It's easy to be like, find a wife and get married and have kids, bro. And it's like, find a wife? From where? The wife store? Listen, I believe you will have that one day, Anon. I believe you will have that wife and daughter or son. You will have a little Diana of your own one day. You will hang those drawings on your fridge. Don't blackpill, don't doom. We're all gonna make it. Same to you ladies watching. If I can make it, you can make it. So what did you guys think of this? Have you played Pragmata? Did you like it? Did it make you feel those fatherly or motherly instincts? Is your biological clock ticking? Do you have baby fever? If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to my Patreon, link down below. All Patreons get the raw, uncensored version of the video a day before it comes out, and I'm going to start doing live streams for Patreon members only, so that should be fun. And I will see you guys soon with a new video. A slop video, hopefully. Bye!
Where's the VTuber reaction video, Shoe? But yeah, the basic takeaway of this video, the internet's full of freaks and weirdos and who are just mad at everybody for having fun and being happy.
Why is the child sexy?
Why is the child sexy? Yeah, like normal people don't think that. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. It's been a pretty long one. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. Comment Shoe in the comments. Type Shoe in the comments if you made it this far. Be sure to check out Poggers and Starforge. You'd be helping me a hell of a lot. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a good one, and cheers. Stop.